We are returning to Poland, where one of history's more amazing and undefeated fortresses is slowly coming back to life, being restored, which is amazing and a lot of work, as you'll see. It is translated to the Fort on the Silver Mountain, also called the Gibraltar of Prussia. You see where this is going. It was ordered by the Prussian king. Construction began in 1765 and took until 1777. It was part of the Prussian kingdom, and who else than the Prussians, right? The fortress was intended to guard the route linking Prussian territories to the Bohemian lands in the south, and thus help repel any possible incursions from Austria. It took 4,000 people to build, with the fortifications stretching over 3 kilometers across hilltops. There are 9 deep wells, the deepest being 84 meters. It housed 3,000 soldiers, and it was armed with 316 cannons of various types. It was sprouting from gun ports in the walls like a round battleship would. And, cleverly enough, trust the Prussians, a third of the guns were in store just as reserves. There was 845 tons of iron munitions and 180 tons of powder. It had 151 casemates constructed, with 4 30-meter tall artillery terrace towers connected by curtain walls, this on top of a mountain that was between 650 and 750 meters high. There was a hospital, enormous food stores, bakeries, brewery, a chapel, and a prison. And it was prepared for a 6-month siege. And that came about when Napoleon Bonaparte sent his younger brother to do just that in 1807. But the fortress held out until the ceasefire ended the siege. Thus it remained unconquered. However, later, after the new shell was invented in 1885, some firing tests were conducted against the fortress walls, causing more damage. Thereafter, it sat quietly by until World War II, when several parts were turned into a stalag for Polish and later Finnish POWs. Notable prisoners included Counter-Admiral Stefan Frankowski, General Tasecku Piskor, and Rear Admiral Josef Unruh, whom you know from the Battle of Hell. After the war, Russian soldiers vandalized the fort further for years because they're Russians, until finally it was saved and put on the National Heritage List, and slowly restorations began. I am visiting it with one of my Polish explorer friends because walking up the 750-meter hill seems like something that deserves company. So this is the outer ditch, because once you pass this and you get inside, there's a ditch surrounding the actual fort itself. Hell of a ditch. So you'd have this, and it has shots. Serious wars were fought over this place. And this ditch. Wonder if he was a bridge. He was probably a bridge too. There must have been. Son of a ditch. There must have been a bridge here as well. And I wonder if this was the bridge, if this was one they could have blown as well. So, curved, has a curved first entry, just like we saw at one of the Franco-Prussian War forts outside Metz. That was built 100-some years later. So you make it through that. You still have to get up to the main gate up there, and here you'll be surrounded by firing positions as well on a full round. There's a lot of rounds here. Round ditch, there's round towers, a lot of curves in this fort. Very aesthetically beautiful. I don't know if there's a... This is part of what was going on with the siege, because I'm under the impression that here in the ditch there was a bridge or conveyance to the... There was a way to get to the fort from here that could have been blown if the enemy came too close. And I don't know if that's why it's, of course, now renovated and filled in with dirt. I mean, the ditch is... It's a curved ditch. I'm imagining there's a walkway inside here that would have been able to provide fire into the ditch. Anybody got in there? We'll see. Hopefully we'll get in there as well. It's just an amazing structure. An amazing view.
Dążą jest to wyraz, który pochodzi ze starofrancuskiego słowa, a dokładnie oznacza zamieszkalną wieżę ostatecznej obrony. Gdyby doszło do jakiegoś szlaku otoczenia, żołnierze wchodzili do takiej budowli.
And they went there. So what?
Beautiful shot with it.
Yeah. So would you like to go with them, or?
Well, I think we just.
Yeah. So.
I know they're very proud of it. I'm sure it's great. They're actually rebuilding the old stoneworks fortress here on. Was that one of the bastions? I mean, this would be a hell of a good place. It is a hell of a good place to have built the fortress, because you can see anything everywhere. And there's what's over there. That's the other one. Well, that's the defending one on the other side, right? Yeah. But the cool thing is you can see how thick the walls are and what they're made of. Yeah. Now they're in the middle of the construction. You can actually see where the artillery pieces would be placed, and they're even repairing the earth banks. So each artillery piece would have a powder magazine up here, and there would be an earth wall on each side, and facing in all directions. It's actually quite brilliant. And the same thing down there. So this battery up here would shoot over that one. It is a cool ditch. So, it is kind of a cool ditch. I really want to go in there.
So this would be what, another one of the bastions with artillery positions in, yeah, there'll be fighting positions in all directions. And then that was probably had a roof that was caved in, maybe. Or there's a powder magazine, I would imagine, in there. I'm imagining. I mean, it looks really nice. I'm actually kind of surprised I'm glad they found somebody who can rebuild this in stone. Probably the soldiers would come there. Maybe there would be a central powder store, and then there would be, the guns would be placed around here. It's kind of, yeah, they would roll the guns up here, and the soldiers would come. Then the powder stores would be on the sides. So this is that means there's also have been horses, because horses would have been pulling the guns up. That's a different construction, stone. But yeah, it does need a little renovation. Looks like the slope we just saw today.
No.
So they're renovating the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's actually funny to see the old renovated toilets, because these were in use. Wow, I think even up to maybe even the Franco-Prussian war forts. Okay, they maintained it. This is the original place. So they're crabbing there into a flowing ditch. The water would run out over the walls of the fort, and the crap would overflow on the people living beneath. So that's why you don't want to be the peasant living in the bottom.
This fortress in 40s, 19th century.
So this was early 1800s. It must have been. This is this is Napoleon the First era type gun. Like I see, even in the old tunnels, you'd have beams across for the second floor up. I think that's what this was. You sort of see there used to be a floor for a smaller piece of weaponry. This would have been outside. The wall. So there would have been a floor up here. I just wonder what these slides have come down, or what. So okay, well, I guess this explains what it was. It is ventilation, and I'm guessing it was not ventilation for cooking, but to have a fire to heat, put molten metal inside the cannonballs. So when they would explode, they would shoot fire everywhere. If that is one thing. It could also just be a kitchen. I think we found our Prussian.
Yeah.
So this is the hospital. It is, isn't it? It's not or is this just a bedroom?
Maybe it's bedroom.
Dark little rooms. Well, at least you get to see how thick the walls are for direct fire for the muskets. So the second floor is completely gone. Now we get to something that's actually original.
Yes.
Thank God for that.
For me, it's the most interesting.
Me too.
part.
Like, I don't give a damn about the thing and the thing and the thing. And this is angled in a different angle than the other one. So even the rifle fire positions were angled in all directions. True to a star fort. I don't know what was mounted here. This is interesting. This is mounting for something. Like I said, this time period is not my one I know the most about. There's a 60-meter well in the fort. I heard that they dug out. So I guess there would have to be a very deep well for the supply. Well, we're in a hilltop, so and then they start running the water throughout the. Are we calling this a fort or a castle? I guess it's a fort.
It's fort.
Yeah, I guess there's no towers, so it is. Of course, it's a fort. Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. Now I like this trip. And it's right. Okay, so yes.
Do you want a flashlight?
No,
I have a flashlight in the bag.
No. So I will go just after you, and it's okay.
If this continues, we'll actually take out the big the flashlight, so I can actually see. But yeah, this is cool. I mean, it must have been so. Oh, wait. This almost looked World War II era. No. No. It's funny how you can hear the water running everywhere. Yeah, so there would I. Well, okay, so it's actually dripping down from places. Oh, I don't know what happened. Oh, it's not really how. So there would have been a cannon in each one of these. So all of this would, I guess when they built the fort, would have to be lit by lamps and torches. Mm-hmm. They would have little kerosene lamps, 1700. And this is why I don't know if you noticed that the ports are pointing in a different direction in every one of these.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like a porcupine. It kind of have spikes in every direction. I think that's actually the whole point. We're being followed by the Prussians. And the puppy dog. What's this there?
It's weird. Yes, so maybe some storage. Something.
I mean, I think there was a.
And there's something.
There's a hole. There's a hole in the wall there now. Yeah, this continues, but it looks like it's collapsed.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is new cement. Mm-hmm. Well, this isn't. We were used as a prison, so at the time, so maybe. Again, this will be interesting to see if this was maybe one of the cells or something. during the Second World War when they used this as a prison for Polish officers. Because the Germans, when they took Polish prisoners, didn't shoot them like the Russians.
Yeah.
They locked them up in places like this. I'm just saying, you may want to get this photo for yourself. Look at this. I'm just saying. Sometimes the camera see things you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of, you would think there's a lot of wasted space, but I guess it'd be one cannon and then a whole lot of powder and balls, I would imagine. And also, if there's life and people in these places, you would think it would be warmer. And I seem to see a lot of fireplaces.
Yeah.
And I mean, the winter, this would be cold.
Yeah, here it's so cold because it is humid, because
Yeah.
it's water also, I think.
Another position. It's kind of funny. I keep thinking, where's the powder magazine? Where's the gunpowder? You have all these. You have all these firing positions, but I actually don't see where did the gunpowder come from? The firing position there. I wonder if we're inside one of the corners of one of the smaller bastions. It's such a fascinating thing about these star forts, bastion forts. I mean, it is almost like a castle with stone and wood and then brick and small little staircases. Come in. Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. So, little staircase up from one of these. Oh, this is cool. Identical room. This is almost like the tunnels.
Yeah. There's a staircase?
Yeah. There's another staircase down there. So, this is just really interesting. So let's see where this leads. So we can go down. Well, that's pretty much all we can do because there's no floor here. So there's probably a door into the yard. So we're going down. Oh, that's closed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
heartbreaking.
it's closed.
It is. They cemented these up. But that's just. It is interesting. There's so many little. Again, look back to the being like a castle. So many little weird rooms. And pointed tunnels. I mean, why is there like a cutout there?
But he's doing a good job.
She's doing a wonderful job. So this is the courtyard. No, I don't. But hell, I'm stuck with it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, see, that's amazing when, you know, these old forts had light sensors. I think that's really cool. I wonder if come down this round. This is too sloping. This is way too steep for a cannon to have been there. And then the light sensor said on and off. Brilliant. Yeah, I didn't know they had automatic light sensors in the 18th century. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
They were really advanced for their time. Yeah, wet and damp. That's pretty much what I have come to expect from my holy shite life. So this would be... This is the well.
Yeah.
This is the water well. I wonder if they're going to actually restore this. Almost looks like they are.
Yes, but I think that there is the end.
I think so too, but... This is a steep grade for... I mean, if this is where the water well was, they might have carried water up here. That might have been less fun. Yeah. Unless they had animals, donkeys, whatever doing it. Good.
So there is an exit here.
Yeah.
There's another corridor. Yes, that's it.
Yeah. This is completely symmetrical. Yeah. This is fun.
It's really great. That's nice.
So we came in. Oh, cement. So intricate, and it's interesting that they built both sides symmetrical, with symmetrical rooms. Wow, this is damn steep for a castle.
Yeah. I don't understand why is just small part opened.
There's apparently something about these things. I don't know.
Because
for the people to live and eat. And we'll get back to that horse donkey thing. There's got to be this is punishment. That is punishment, and this is pole where people get flogged on. I am very sure. So one of the cannons.
Really, I can't believe it. Oh, it's fireplace.
There's fireplaces everywhere for heat.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Yes, but you know, when they warm up.
That's for punishment. We all know what that
yeah.
is. I keep thinking this would have to be powder storage, and then I find another cannon position. It's very strange. And another position.
Yeah. A lot of, yes.
You know what? I think I know what. Oh, that's a wooden windowsill. It's the window on the inner or outside used to be wood, I guess. I don't think that belongs there. And there's another one. Yeah. What an interesting room. Okay, so I don't know. And there's, of course, a third. All right, let's go back to the water. Oh, wait. We gotta go this way. This is like growing up in a castle, really. So every one of the round towers has the same walkway, the same rooms, the same configuration. And we're coming down to the water. And I'm just saying, if they have to carry water up through this, that would have been not fun. This is a pretty damn steep grade. Even for a castle, this would have been pretty steep. But the well goes all the way up. This is the well. And that goes all the way, I guess, up to the courtyard. And then down some, 65 meters, I think it was. And there's a wheel. You know what? I think they used, I wonder if they used people, you can read that. What is this? I think they used...
It's a mill?
It's a mill. People would run in there
Yeah.
to pull up the water. Yeah, and then it would go into that groove, and then it would be unloaded in one of the sides or into a barrel. Okay.
And it's quite deep, yes.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, okay. So this is where the people would go in for their morning exercise. I think it's awesome that's still here.
Yeah.
I would imagine it still works. I would also imagine that they're not going to let anybody try, but that's just my imagination.
But it's quite a good condition, do you think?
Yeah.
Really? But it's so humid here, yes, and it's wooden. I don't think so.
I mean, I think it's new. I don't think it's original. And so many things have happened to this castle over, 300 years? So I don't think it's original. I think they remade it.
Yeah.
But I think it works.
Yeah, for sure. It can. Because
It looked all like it was all there. You know what? If we look online, I am sure we're going to find a group of historians from some university built it and made it work and videoed it. And then there's a little cutout. So we are actually in rock. So they built it on top of a hill into the rock too. So we are below the surface of this hill. Let's call it a hill because I don't know what else to call it. All right.
stand here a little bit.
I
Yes,
agree.
just- oh. Oh. Mm.
So, oh, yeah, okay, I guess they're serious about that part. It's just, how do you defend the ditch of a round fort? You can't have a firing position in every corner, so you have to have a whole lot of small firing positions into the ditch in case anybody gets in here. And if they were to get in here, they would have crawled over here with siege ladders or something. This is a hell of a place to siege. How do you get over a ditch and up there? I mean, this is a serious thing. And I think the reason why all this gravel is here... Wait a minute, where are we? No, we're not where I think we are. If this was a walk, this is the walkway. I think this was designed so that they could explode with the black powder without it doing anything. Yes, this could explode. They would blow this up if the enemy came within that close, and it would just slide down. It wouldn't actually damage the fort itself, and then they would be sealed off. And I'm just saying, if you build a fort like this, okay, you can keep people out, but they can also kind of keep you in, can't they?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
you're sitting in here. I wouldn't attack a place like this. I would just sit outside and go, all right, I'm going to put a small bunch of people out here. I'm just going to sit and wait till you run out of food.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I mean, you can't do anything in here.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, they have water and they probably have food for quite a while, but sooner or later,
Yes.
if you're locked up in a castle like this, you're not mobile. You also can't go out and effect events. You can't go to the battlefield. You would have to try to break out because you can't protect. You can't do anything, which is what sieges are all about. You would have enough supplies in a castle like this for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Some castles and forts held out for a very long time, where basically the theory is, can we hold out until the people outside run out of supplies and money, because it's expensive to have a siege? Can we hold out long? Can we hold out long enough until somebody comes to rescue us of our allies? And it just sort of becomes a gamble of that. But there was a lot of fighting going on here. Wow. This really...
And they say that they were testing here.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
tell.
It's here, yes.
Tell me.
60s, 19th century. But, okay, so I don't know how to say this.
So this was a part of testing the new shells on the old fort? Because, I mean, that was a real thing too. So that's why this part of this place shut up so bad. Can I buy them beer? I mean, what's here? Except that's where the billy goat comes through. Oh, this comes up to the front. This is where they came out. Okay. All right. Oh, we do come out to the other side.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. There's some kind of corridor or what? Oh.
I can't really tell, but I think somebody shut the window or fired a gun or just, you know.
Mm-hmm.
actually, there's a shooting range, so I mean, there's a corridor on the. It's kind of interesting. I mean, look at the construction of this thing. Look at how these bricks are just—it's just like they're piled together, kind of stuck in. If a cannonball even or anything penetrated here, it's like everything will just fall apart.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even see mortar or anything.
Yes.
I don't see anything holding this together. I see nothing holding this together, by the way.
Yes.
And people, they whine about National line forts being dangerous. Like, this is like a death trap here. All right. It's just like, okay. This is where I would say, if this was a gun shop from the firing range, this might not be a good place for sudden vibration. Yeah. I'm looking very much forward to you translating that text, as I am very curious. There's no rope here. Okay. They put a thing up here, so that thing can fall on me. Only these things can. Okay, that's good. That's nice. The bricks can come down, but the rest is good.
Yeah.
I mean, why is there a little hollow over the... In here is the... what's called the main room. Why is this hollow? I mean, there must have been something in here at some point.
Yeah.
I mean... Sand? There's no reason for a crawl space in a fort. This is weird. What an interesting thing. All right. Right. If they were firing at this thing, they must have done it from here. Right? Oh yeah, look at this whole wall. Was there a year when they did this? There's a late 1800, right?
Yes, it was 1765, something like that.
Yeah, look at here. There's the fire, there's impacts.
She thought that they started building it in 1765.
And down here underneath us, there must be a walkway underneath us because there's little windows leading into this ditch. Yeah. Yeah, these are impacts. These are also bastions where you'd have a cannon or two cannons would be sitting in here. And this is probably where you would have a howitzer firing up and coming down, not straight on. So all of these are firing positions. And there's probably one up there, and this would have been the ramp for the cannon to have come up here. It would probably have lived somewhere down there. They would have wheeled it up and put it in place up there. Yeah, they fired a lot at this thing. There's holes everywhere.
Yeah.
So the cannon would not have come up there. Maybe the powder magazine or the people. There'd probably been a little staircase in there. I know we're on top of a walkway, but if this kind of damage is an indication of how collapsed the tunnels are underneath us. I understand why it's hard to get in there. Doesn't mean I wouldn't want to, but you know. Have you ever seen the winter shelter for a Napoleon era cannon? I love this. I have never seen this. I always knew they would have something. Obviously plastic tarps was not a thing. So they had these. This is just so cool. And I know it's obviously a remake, but for the concept it stands. Now, if the cannon is real, I would love to. It is. Know where. What's the date? Cannons have a number. There's that. Oh, the actual is quite ornate. Little birds on the handles. And you can't blame people for putting up a cannon here. I mean, where do you get a view like this? I just think this is neat. I mean, some of it looks restored. There's mesh.
But it looks like added, yes, that it's something like...
I mean, it looks that they're definitely trying to restore it, but...
Yeah.
And at least it gives us an idea of how the walls were thick. What are they looking at? 2 meters? At least, probably?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see how... No, I don't think... Well, we'll see how far this goes. This is really reinforced. This is newly reinforced.
And there is exit.
This is how you make sure things don't fall down on you. So this is the walkway leading to the other position. Well, we're gonna get. This is where it leads to the.
Yes, but in general we shouldn't be here. So be careful.
Yeah. And there's mud on the floor, by the way. It is an interesting restoration. Yeah. There's bricks somewhere, and there's not bricks everywhere. And so this is what's left of the ditch on this side. Wow. Wow. This is how you build a wall. Actually quite sloping for a fort. There's also a lot of steep grades in this place. I wonder if this would be a way. Yeah, you could have put extra beams and obstacles here, put in these slots. So if they made it through that gate, there's more beams here to get through. There's nothing in here now, but maybe a little gatehouse back in the day. And here is another slot here where you would be able to put in something to block her.
On the other side of the ridge is one of the smaller works, Fort Hohenweg. It is surrounded by a deep trench cut in the stone. In 1944, Fort Hohenweg was developed as a prison For Finnish soldiers, some of them did not survive this, and the circumstances of their deaths are still unclear.
So here's one of the bastion forts. Well, smaller one that would be shielding the access to the fort from the other side. And rifle fire precisions. Good for the 1700s. You have a little caponier. There's a little caponier. Oh, how's my little caponier? Oh, how are you? Little puppy. Okay, you guys all know I like caponiers. Just go with it. This must be the smallest caponier I've ever seen. Overlooking the ditch. With firing ports, I'm hoping leading this way, but quite frankly, I don't know. You could also be firing from in here out. I wonder what this looked like when it was in one piece. But this is a little caponier. It could also have been a guardhouse, but we're going to go with my first choice because I like it better. My show, I'm hosting. Bite me. Alright. So, obviously over the years the ditch have been filled in and a lot of damage. And I can't wait to start diving into how much of this damage was done in the 7-Year War. No, it wasn't. This was built for the 7-Year War, so never mind. This is just a small outer fort, and it's open. I love that they are doing everything they can to restore and renovate this, but I truly enjoy something without construction noise. Let's see what's in here. A very large bench. Okay. Now this looks far more original to the 1870s. I almost get a throwback to the Franco-Prussian War era from this. So that you'd actually have firing ports right into the ditch. You don't get a whole lot of field of fire. You'd actually have to use a lot of soldiers in order to man that many, instead of just having flanking fire leading down the length of the ditch. But here, again, it looks like the ditch is somewhat rounded. So, logistics, logistics, logistics. (1777) and 1927, when the restoration was done. There's an anchor on the crest. Recognize that. That's interesting. I'm guessing this would be one of the barracks, a caserne of sort. However, I am also reminded that this was used as a prison in 1940s when the Germans imprisoned Polish officers here, and quite a few of them escaped. And most of those were caught. Actually, only 3 managed to get away completely. But I don't think these... There are steel doors, serious hinges, bars in front of the windows. Something that looks like there could have been a significant hinge here. But honestly, putting bars on brick like this, or like this, for determined prisoners, this would be something you would gouge out and get out. But of course, you then, depending where, you get out too. This could have been a prison of some sorts. There are bars in front of the windows. I was. No, those are modern. That's not prison bars. I mean, they use some of it for prison, but they're all different too. There was a building. Looks like the foundation from wartime. So, fort, ramparts, the ditch, and this wall shielding the ditch from this ditch. So we have a whole lot of enclosures. Looks like a little fighting position down there, but wow.
It is extremely hard to not appreciate the hard work the Polish stonemasons are doing here to restore these walls. And I will endeavor to visit here whenever I can to see how this amazing place comes along, and I will keep you all posted.
Behind me is Wernher von Braun's first test stand. Down the road is Dieben's nuclear reactor. Over there is the Maginot Line and all its amazing forts. I'm visiting them all and I'm bringing them to you. So I really appreciate you like, follow, and share what I'm doing, trying to document all these important historical locations. And if you feel like you want to watch more pictures or documents that I use for these, go to lostbattlefields.com. And if you feel like helping me out with my travels, because gasoline and travel and airfare is expensive, my PayPal is there, protectionserviceint.com. You are more than welcome, but you don't have to. I appreciate all your support and all your help, and I love seeing these locations, and I love bringing them to you.